So, what does it really take to make it in the super fast-paced world of commercial real estate? Well, today we're going to peek behind the curtain. We're diving into the playbook of a top pro in the Indianapolis market to see, minute by minute, how these massive, multi-million-dollar deals actually get put together.
In this question from our source material, it just hits the nail on the head. Because today isn't about some abstract theory you'd read in a textbook. Nope, it's about the real, on-the-ground, practical stuff. We're going to break down an expert's day to see exactly how these deals go from an idea to a done deal.
All right, so to really get this, we've got to meet the professional at the center of it all. Our case study zooms in on Cara Conde, who's a commercial real estate advisor right in Indianapolis. So, who are we talking about here? Well, she's got over 2 decades of experience, which is incredible on its own. But what's really fascinating is this unique mix of skills. A master's in computer science, that gives her a powerful, data-driven edge for market analysis. Then you add on these elite certifications in negotiation and marketing. And that's the finesse you need to close the deal. It's a powerful 1-2 punch, tech brains and real-world street smarts.
Okay, now for the main event. We're literally going to walk through a typical day, hour by hour, to see how all these pieces, the strategy, the data, the pure legwork, all come together to make things happen.
So here's the game plan for the day. You can really see the flow, right? It starts with data, moves into strategy and actually getting out there on site, and then it shifts into teamwork and, of course, making the deal. Let's start right at the top.
The day kicks off at 6 a.m. And it's not with a bunch of phone calls or emails, it's with data. It's called the Market Pulse, and it's a deep dive into everything that happened overnight. New listings, what rents are looking like, and these absorption reports that basically show how fast properties are getting snapped up. This is the foundation for every single decision that's made for the rest of the day.
By 8 a.m., the focus shifts. We go from looking at raw data to actually strategizing with a client. And this isn't just about finding a building. It's about creating a vision together with a developer for a big mixed-use site, mapping out all its potential. This is what long-term planning looks like in real time. Next up, it's time to get out of the office. We're talking boots on the ground. Because as important as data is, the source makes it super clear that there is no substitute for physically walking a property, seeing all the little details, and really feeling its potential right alongside your client. And just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, the morning tour is of a 28,000 square foot strip center. I mean, that's huge. And the goal isn't just to look at it, it's to actively brainstorm how to reposition it to unlock every last drop of value. Now, this is where collaboration becomes a real secret weapon. This weekly SVN Power Hour isn't just some team meeting. It's a strategic hub. And I love this example from the source. A single conversation here leads to an introduction that turns into a brand new listing in just 2 hours. That's the power of the network right there. By 2 p.m., we're in full-on deal-making mode. And talk about multitasking. In one hand, you're drafting a letter of intent, which is basically the formal starting point for negotiations for a retail property. At the same time, you're on a strategy call about something completely different, like workforce housing. It's all about keeping multiple high-stakes plays moving forward at the same time. Finally, 5 p.m. rolls around. But the day doesn't just fizzle out. There's one last team huddle to celebrate the day's wins, and then, and this is key, an intentional disconnect. The source really emphasizes how important this balance is for staying energized and sharp enough to do it all again tomorrow. It's not just about stopping, it's about recharging. But you know, being a top pro isn't just about the deals you close today. It's about being ready for what's coming tomorrow. So let's zoom out from the daily grind for a second and look at the long-term vision.
So how do you stay ahead in a market that's always changing? Well, you have a plan. This slide lays out a really clear strategy for 2026. It's all about finding those hidden, off-market deals nobody else knows about, educating clients on new tech and ESG, that's environmental, social, and governance stuff, and even adopting AI for smarter analysis. It's about constantly evolving to keep that competitive edge.
Okay, we've covered a lot. So what does this all mean for you? Let's boil it all down to the key takeaways and the big, forward-looking insights from our source material.
So if you're wondering where the action is, according to the source, the biggest opportunities in Indianapolis are in 3 key spots. Logistics spaces right near major highways, retail locations designed for that last-mile delivery, and those big mixed-use developments in booming suburbs like Geist and Carmel. That's some really solid, actionable info for anyone looking to invest.
All this brings up a really common question. In this day and age, with so much information online, why even use a broker? Well, the source breaks it down pretty clearly. If you go it alone, the DIY approach, you're pretty much limited to what's public, but with a pro, you get access to a whole different playbook. We're talking exclusive off-market deals, better data, and a professional negotiator fighting in your corner. So after all that, after seeing the deep data dives, the boots on the ground hustle, the teamwork, and the forward-thinking vision, we land back at this big question. What we've seen today suggests it's not just one thing, right? It's this dynamic combination of relentless discipline, deep expertise, and a really clear vision for what's coming next.